Where do traders find all these opportunities to make money? If you've been asking yourself such a question, my dear, you are in the right place. Don't even try to go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Moses. I am your expert here at Moneyfest World School. If you like such content, you know what to do. You have to subscribe to get more content like this. And by the way, leave a like to this video. Tell YouTube that you like such content. And let's get started. Let's go and see where can you also find opportunities like those traders who are like me and even my students find them every single day. Let's get started. All right. So you've been asking yourself this question most probably, and you're like, I see Mr. Moses makes money, gets opportunities here, makes trades here and gets profits, but you don't really understand how he does it or even how his students do it. Today, why don't we go and see how you do it? Now, I will tell you one thing. As a beginner, like you, my dear, when you are starting out in the world of crypto, you need to understand a few things, that there are different ways to make money in the crypto markets. For example, we have what we call P2P trading, we have what we call spot trading, we have what we call futures trading, and there is staking and farming and other ways of making money. Well, those four I have mentioned, they are the main methods. Now listen to me. Your success in crypto and your longevity in crypto is going to be determined by the method that you use to start with. The method of choice that you are going to start with. I always advise my students to start from P2P Arbitrage. P2P Arbitrage, what is it? This is simple. Crypto, there are so many different coins out there. There is Bitcoin, there is Ethereum, there is USDT. Let's say Bitcoin. P2P arbitrage is simple. This is based on you buy a coin from one person and you resell that coin to another person. It's between one person and another. If you buy it, let's say one Bitcoin costs $2. I'm giving an example. I know it's more expensive than that. Let's say one Bitcoin costs $2. You buy it from one person at $2 and you sell it to another person, let's say at $3. You're making $1 in profits. That sounds boring, right? But if you repeat it over and over and over again, it is going to be a simpler way to make money than actually going to analyze markets. So I advise all my students to start from P2P arbitrage. Why? Because it is simple. It is similar to a normal business of buying cheaply stuff and selling them expensively. You're looking for opportunities to start? Start from P2P arbitrage. If you don't know what it is, come on. You are in a school. This is Moneyfest World School. Go and talk to my team. You can go and get a simple course that is going to teach you exactly how P2P arbitrage works. Now, when you start making money from P2P arbitrage, for those of you in South Africa, P2P arbitrage can make you 500, 1,000, 2,000 rands every single day. Yes, you heard me right. 2,000 rands every single day by doing something that looks simple, even silly. You can make that kind of money. And look, P2P is going to build you a foundation. It is going to build you a basis, a daily source of income that you can actually use to go and reinvest in other markets. Which other markets are we talking about? Because come on, the other principle number 2, apart from P2P arbitrage, that I will tell you most expert traders do, is they diversify their incomes. They diversify their sources of income. And these are so many ways. Look, we have what we call spot trading. Once you finish setting up P2P arbitrage and start making consistent profits every single day, 500, 1,000 rands, 2,000 rands, spending an hour or two, you can now come and reinvest in a different market. Market number 2 is called the spot market. This is where many traders find opportunities. What is spot? Spot is simple. This is like a retail market of crypto. When I say retail, I mean you pay for something on the spot and you get it. No discount, no wholesale. What you pay for is what you get. If you pay for, let's say, 2 Bitcoins, you get 2 Bitcoins. If it's an orange, you pay for 2 oranges, you get 2 oranges. So, spot market, how does it differ from the P2P market? In P2P, we said you're buying coins from one person and reselling them to another person. In the spot market, you're not buying coins from a person, you are buying it directly from the market. From an exchange, like Bybit, like Binance. So, spot market is the second way for you to go. There, you need quite some experience. You need to learn how to analyze graphs. Because before you buy a coin, my dear, you need to first understand, is the price of this coin going up or is it going down? And based on this, we use a simple principle that I teach my students, which says, follow the trend. If you see the price of a coin in an uptrend is simple. The price of an asset has been consistently going up. It means you should also buy because there is more probability that it's going to continue going up. Simple. You buy the coin on the market that is going up, and then at a certain point, you sell it and secure your profits. I have many of my students who have already expanded into this domain of the spot market, and I'm telling you, they also consistently make 1,000, 2,000 rands just like that. But now you have made money from P2P, you have made money from the spot market. Where are you going to expand and go into the bigger arena, to go into the bigger football pitch where the big boys play? That is called the futures market. A market, I call it a no-nonsense market. A market, my dear, which is the equivalent of a wholesale market. Yes, I know somebody is going to say, but futures is not wholesale. Well, technically it is. In futures, let's say you have a small shop. Even if you're in South Africa or Nigeria, if you have a small grocery shop and you're selling groceries, you're not going to always stay in that small grocery shop, right? At a certain moment in time, you're going to expand. In the spot market, it's a retail area, you cannot easily expand. In the futures market, you can expand. How? Let's go back to the shop, the grocery shop. If you want to expand with your grocery shop, you can go from doing retail to actually doing wholesale. We all know, ladies and gentlemen, that if you are doing wholesale, you are working with a bigger market. You are making bigger profits. For that, you're going to require some capital. You may need to borrow money from the bank, from some friends, or maybe keep money, all the profits you make every single month, so that you expand. In crypto, there is no need to go to the bank to borrow money. In crypto, there is no need to go and ask your friends who are going to even tell you, what is this crypto thing you're doing? No. In crypto, you just switch the markets. You just switch from the spot market to the futures market. It's literally a wholesale market. You are going to get a chance to work with more capital than what you actually have. Imagine having $100 on your account, but you trade coins worth $1,000. Bybit is ready to do that for you. Bybit is ready to give you a helping hand, to give you a chance to work with more money than you have, giving you a chance to make more profits. We call that leverage. Yes. So, in the futures market, you get to work with what we call leverage. And my dear, go ahead and expand. I will warn you that there, you need to have some experience, okay? You need to know how to analyze the markets. You need to know when the market is going up, when the market is going down. Because, come on, when you're dealing on the bigger arena, there is more opportunities, but also there is a risk there, okay? So, futures market is, I call it the final playground. When you've come from P2P, advance to spot, and then from there, you've made enough capital, you know how to analyze the markets, you know how to read the graphs, the charts, you know where to place a stop loss, a take profit. Now, why don't go for the big arena and work with big profits? And when you reach there, my dear, can I tell you that I personally, I trade the futures market, and every month, I make not less than $100,000 just in the futures market. That is where the big boys play and the big girls. So if you want to go and step up, that is the ladder I am giving you. P2P comes first, we go to spot, then once you analyze and understand spot, we move on to the futures market, which is the bigger arena. And once you reach the futures market and you've traded it for a long time like me, close to something like 8 years now, well, you start to look for a new avenue. You don't want to be reading charts every day. You want to be free. You want to go, my dear, pick a flight, go, let's say, to London, go to Los Angeles, hang out, without getting scared that I am not going to make a profit, without getting scared that the trade is going to go down and I'm going to lose money. There, we advance to the last and final level. Somebody can call it the final boss. The final level, which is going to be passive income. Creating a source of passive income based on already the capital you have. There you need some proper capital to start with. If you start with $100, you're not going to make money from there. If you start with $1,000 too, you're going to make chicken change. That is where you're going to finally go to for the final time, where you have $5,000 already as capital, where you have $10,000 already as capital, and invest for the longer term. That is going to be staking and farming. Staking and farming is simple. You give your money to Bybit. Bybit goes and uses it like a bank. You know fixed deposit accounts? Imagine giving your money to a bank in a fixed deposit account. You keep it there for a year. The bank is going to pay you interest for that. You know that. Maybe 5%, 10% maximum. Platforms like Bybit, platforms like Binance, they can pay you 100%, 80%, 90%. Compare that with your bank. That is the final level. Investing on a longer term, on a longer future. A place where you are going to keep your money, go and relax. Pick a flight, go and spend a full month in a Thailand. And all you need to do is to check and see, oh, this month, $100,000 has added onto my account. Well, I think I will draw it next month. That is where you're going to go, the final one. All right, so now you know the system. Now you know the plan. The question is, are you going to go and use it? Are you going to finally start? Are you going to go, my dear, and follow this plan step by step? Come from P2P, go into spot, go into futures, and then the final boss who is going to be up there is going to be the easiest one, which is the long-term investment. But for that, we said you need capital, which you're going to make from these other methods. By the way, let me know in the comments which of these methods are you most excited to learn about. If you don't know what these methods are, my dear, you've missed a lot. Go and talk to my team. We have courses to teach you how these methods work. You can even write in the comments. My team can come and contact you to teach you what P2P is, to teach you what spot is, what futures, and even staking and farming. By the way, did you know that you can also make profits with us from my trades? I have a free signal channel. If you want to also come and make profits from our free signals, you can check in the chat. There is going to be, in the comments, there is going to be a link for you to go and join our free signal channel. If you found value in this video, I ask you one thing. Leave a like, subscribe to this channel, and see you in the next video.